Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about signs you can use to help determine if you may be dating someone who lacks emotional intelligence. But before we get into it, please subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And please make sure to hit the like button. It helps other people find this content that might be in need. Okay, so back to emotional intelligence. One key indicator is the ability to effectively communicate feelings or empathize with others. That's something that you definitely want to be looking for in a partner that has emotional intelligence. So someone could be a great communicator or talker in general, but when it comes to expressing feelings, you get crickets. Like they're unable to express how they feel in general and specifically how they feel about you or the relationship or the partnership. Another sign of someone who might not have emotional intelligence is a pattern of dismissing or minimizing your emotions, making you feel unheard or invalidated in the relationship. So, if you're someone who's really good about expressing yourself, being emotional, being vulnerable, which is something that's very important in a healthy relationship, if your partner makes you feel like they're not hearing your emotions, they're unable to empathize with your emotions and they minimize them, that is a a red flag that you might be dealing with someone who lacks emotional intelligence. Another sign is avoiding conversations that are emotional or, conversations around challenging topics. These are all signs, again, of a lack of emotional intelligence. And why is this so important, you might ask? Well, remember, emotional intelligence is essential for healthy and fulfilling connections. All relationships have difficult conversations. And if someone can't communicate about difficult conversations, the relationship will either turn toxic or fizzle out. One of the key components of partners that are able to stay in relationships for the long term is the ability to communicate about challenging things and the ability to problem solve together. So if those conversations are being avoided altogether because emotions are something that your partner can't tolerate, again, the conversation or the relationship will either fizzle out completely or turn toxic. Also, remember that emotional intelligence does happen on a continuum. So it's not something where like you're all in or you're all out, either like you have it or you don't. There's a lot of shades of gray. And in general, we're all, trying to improve ourselves and being on a self aware journey and a journey of self growth. So we all are striving for emotional intelligence. And so there are a lot of shades of gray. So, you don't want to you know, totally kick out a partner because they are struggling in some areas of emotional intelligence. However, you want to see progress and movement towards self awareness, self growth, problem solving as a couple, as you both hopefully grow together in your emotional intelligence. And that your relationship as a whole has that connectiveness that only happens through vulnerability and emotional intelligence. However, there are times when someone is so emotionally inept that connecting with them can become dangerous as they are unable to ride the waves of a relationship, right? Because relationships have waves, they have ups and downs. That's a part of it. When dating someone who is emotionally inept, it's important to be aware of how they handle conflict, how they validate your feelings and validate and express their own, and how they show empathy towards others. By recognizing red flags early on, you can better assess if the relationship is healthy and fulfilling for both partners. Some strategies for communicating effectively with an emotionally unaware partner are: one, it's important to be patient, understanding, and empathetic when navigating these conversations. But not so patient that you neglect your own needs, right? Like Your needs have to come first. You have to have self-love first. Number two, when you're in a conversation that could be heated or emotional, use I statements rather than you statements. So instead of, you really piss me off when you do ba 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 ba, you might say, I felt really hurt and sad that ba 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 ba. Or I felt unheard when ba 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 ba. Those are just examples. Number three, use active listening and setting boundaries. Remember, communication is key. Even when dealing with emotionally unaware individuals, communication is everything. You want to strive for dialogue in your communication with your partner, especially when you're communicating about things where there could be conflict. You want to go for dialogue and not gridlock. If you get yourselves in a gridlock where there's a power struggle, nothing really comes out of that. Everybody just kind of digs their heels into their own perspective without a coming together and a dialogue and trying to figure out and problem solve for the good of the relationship. So for more help on navigating relationships, see my video on the 4 horsemen that destroy relationships. That is in the link below. Also, for more support, if you want to talk to me in psychotherapy, that link is below as well, along with my self-help university that has self-guided self-help courses. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you like this content. Bye.